Bobosi Tiberius here with round 4 of a Modern League. Very happy with this hand with Black-White Soul Sisters. We don't have the black to bounce back Lingering Souls, but double path Soul Sister into Pridemate is just a really great way to start this game. We will snap keep this. Opponent starts with Flooded Strand. Does not crack it right away, so this could be blue-white control. Could still be Phoenix, but likely going to be blue-white control, which is a pretty pathetically bad matchup for Sisters. If we're able to get Pridemate down and unpathed for a while, we can do some work, but this is just a really bad matchup. Opponent will oust our sister. So there is that. And we'll cast another one. We have no problem with them ousting our sister. We'd rather them use an oust on a sister than on the Pridemate. Narset. Doesn't actually hurt us as much as Narset hurts other decks. And the fact that they tapped out to play it is fine with us. And we'll be able to get a pretty massive Pridemate here. Always yes. So they need to generate an answer to the Pridemate here. The fact that they casted an early oust tells me that they probably have another answer. We'll attack Narset here. That way they only get one more Narset uptick, or down tick I should say. They will kill Narset here. Doesn't really do much against us. They get a card off of Narset. Opt and a path. We will use path to get a black land. And they cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination. Archangel almost ready to come down. We will tap this way for the Lingering Souls and gain a ton of life. Up to 30 here. And attack for 2. We're going to be as quick as possible with our plays here, simply because these winning to the clock is a valid plan against some of these decks. It's unlikely, but it can happen. They draw another Narset. Right now Narset is just a 3-mana drawing some card effect. They're tapped out, so if we get a land here, we can slam them down. They surgical extract Lingering Souls out of our deck. That seems good. Since they're tapped out, we'll send the spirits at... We'll send 3 things at Narset, 1 at them. We know they have a verdict, so there's no use casting other cards here. They have to cast the verdict here. And we'll actually path one of our creatures here, so we can play the Archangel next turn and force them to do something to it. I have a feeling that path isn't going to be as relevant as it could be. Oh. Oh no. That was... we were just misfiring there. So we'll play a Soul Warden. We hit the 2 button and just skipped our entire turn. One of these days, we will not be as bad at Magic as we are. One of these days. Today is not that day. Right now, this is a really... we are doing really well with the matchup right now. They'll play a Cryptic, so we'll play another Sister. And just focus on gaining life right now. See if they tap out for Jace or Teferi here. D-Sphere. D-Sphere is obnoxious. What we're going to do here is we're going to not let them get both of our creatures. We're going to path the Warden they target, and then they can't... the D-Sphere won't get the other creatures. They're opting. We're getting them to tap out here, which is very good. If they're able to find a counter, we're fine with that. We'll play the Windbrisk Heights. Put a Spectral underneath. Could have put a Pridemate underneath there too, but I think resolving the Archangel of Thune is enough to get them to do something. And then we'll still have the ability to one day cast a Spectral Procession. It's not likely that we ever cast what's happening here. Snapcaster Path is going to turn Soul Warden into a 3/3. Snapcaster Verdict. Okay. So they tap out to Verdict, which makes sense. We get an Honor of the Pure. Would have been much better to resolve a creature there, but we'll take an Honor of the Pure. Blast Zone's good. And now they have the Teferi. Game is pretty out of reach at this point. Teferi is very hard for us to do anything against, since they're just going to consistently draw cards. Our mission now is to just resolve something that pressures Teferi. It's very difficult to do so, especially with Blast Zone. They'll path. Seems valid. We still have one basic to go fetch. And they'll put a counter on Blast Zone. There's a Jace. We are not getting out of this one. They'll go full Fate Seal mode. The only way we do anything here is if they bottom something that's decent and then we cast something that's really good. There's a Narset. Narset's a really good mirror breaker for blue-white. Yeah, we're just going to concede there. There's really no way out at this point. It's a pretty miserable matchup, and I'm not going to sit here and try to drain their clock. Anguished Unmaking's fine, Extirpate's fine, Worship is bad, Rest in Peace is okay. Sorin is okay at pinging Planeswalkers. We'll cut 2 Lingering Souls because of the Rest in Peace. We'll cut one of each of the Soul Sisters. Honor of the Pure is mostly useless. It does allow us to generate a quick clock. Then we'll cut one Archangel just because she's hard to cast. It's a pretty awful matchup, if I'm being honest. We are on the play, so we can generate a quick clock, but they will keep a hand that is very focused on ousting us, pathing us, that sort of thing. I like the Sorins a lot here as a way to just consistently generate damage onto their... If I resolve a Sorin, it ends up being a really good way to generate pressure. That is a waste of a hand. We should probably have taken out some of the paths. Wow, we're going to go all the way down to 5 here. Taking out some number of the paths is probably a right call, 2-ish, I would guess. And that allows us to keep some of the cards in. There's just a lot of dead cards in this matchup. Tough decision for our opponent on whether or not they mull down to 6. We're going down to 5, unfortunately. Going down to 4, apparently. We're going down to 3. Okay. We'll bottom that. That's kind of just rubbing dirt in the wound here. Not being able to cast anything. If we draw planes here, we're okay. Squadron Hawk is actually really good. We just need a planes. Squadron Hawk with Sorin can do work. Well, if we're able to generate anything on a mull to 3, I will be shocked. We're playing it just because we're recording. It's really, like, you watch this video to see something, and it would suck for you if I just said, you know what, screw it, we'll concede to that. If there's a 2% chance we win this match, I'm shocked. Kind of thing. Nurse, it's fine. We really, really want a white source at this point in the game. They get a Supreme Verdict. Don't get our white. And drawing Squadron Hawks is just, again, insult to injury. Narset ticks down. They get a lot of draws off of Narset here. Snapcaster Opt. Being a little more aggressive than you expect with a Snapcaster Opt play. They have to discard a card now, and they'll discard a Field of Ruin. Another Ghost Quarter. So I guess in theory we could tap Ghost Quarter a land. We're gonna hold out here. There's a Teferi. We'll go for it now. And once they counter it, we'll concede. It just seems this match up right here is kind of miserable And to have to mull so low, to only see one land across our first however many cards it takes to mull to 5 is pretty atrocious. Yeah, they obviously have the mana leak here. Or the logic knot, it really doesn't matter. There's no way out. We're just going to concede here. Really miserable matchup. Mull to 3 on a bad matchup is just not what you want to be doing. We'll try to salvage this league and get to 3-2 in the last one. See you there.